If you have a gun in your car legally, you're 100% legit and you get pulled over, you're not legally obligated to tell the officer. That's no legal obligation. I guess the question is, should you? And so I'm gonna take a stand there that my position is no. You do not tell the officer about the gun in your car unless the officer is going to somehow see the gun in your car. What do you think on that? Do you disclose?
I think that's a individual question, case by case. Only the individual knows what's in the vehicle. So, for example, if it's just the firearm, let's say everything else is legit, the firearm's legit, everything like that, and the cop asks you if there's a gun in the car, I don't think you have a legal obligation to be truthful with the officer, and you can say no. I think I would default on the conservative side and say that disclosure is better and gets you out of other issues.
Yeah.
Because what they're going to do is once you, let's say you don't disclose, and then they do end up searching the car for other reasons, and they find the firearm. Now they just assume that you're a liar at that point going forward, and they're going to probably write you several tickets at the very least for whatever violation they stopped you for. Now, does that analysis change if maybe there's drugs in the car along with the weapon?
Yeah. Or if you don't even know, or maybe your wife or significant other has a medical marijuana card, or she has a cartridge in there, and you're done.
Yeah, so my answer would change depending on the circumstances, but in a general aspect of, hey, I have a legal gun in here. There's nothing else in my vehicle that can get me in trouble. Then I personally would probably disclose. I have a concealed carry permit. I'd be like, officer, just for your safety, I do have a concealed weapon. It's located here. I'll keep my hands on the steering wheel while you retrieve it if you need to, and then after the stop, of course, I'd be asking for my weapon back.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, like if you need to retrieve it, but I'm not opposed to that. I think you're opening yourself up.
You're definitely opening yourself up to more intrusion.
Yeah, you're definitely opening yourself up. And now if you have an aggressive or cop that operates in the gray or the black area, which, a very small percentage, I think you're giving him a door in to continue operating that way. Where if you shut the door, you don't mention the gun at all, you're not presenting any weakness and you can just get on with your way with traffic stop. There's also that secondary benefit of like, do you get let go because the officer says, hey, you got a concealed carry permit, get out of here. You must be a good person.
Right.
That's what a lot of people think happens. I didn't give a crap about that when I was a trooper.
Question for you. As a former law enforcement officer, let's say that somebody had the veteran designation on their driver's license or their registration or whatever. Yeah. What role did that play with you in possible firearms and stuff in the vehicle, or did it at all?
So on a traffic stop, I always ask questions like, so if you say you have a gun in the car, I say, do you plan on hurting me? Do you plan on causing me any harm? And I would specifically say, do you plan on hurting me or cause me harm? Just like that. It didn't matter what words they used to respond to me. I was looking for their body language response. I was looking for where they looked. I was looking for, did their hands move? I was looking for, did they cringe? And if I got a natural response from that person, no matter what their words were, I would go default to the lines of keep your gun where it's at, relax. If I got an unusual response or something that gave me some type of weird feeling, I would then pull them out of the car. Or either that, or I would stay with them right there at the car. I usually did driver's side approaches, and I would call for backup. So then the question is veteran status. I don't think veteran status necessarily played a role in things for me, for guns, but for giving tickets out. I did a criminal patrol, so I didn't like to go to court a lot for traffic tickets. So when I would arrest somebody, I would write them like 4 or 5 tickets and tell, hey, dude, you're going to write all these tickets, but they'll get it dismissed. Don't worry about it. And that way I would meet my, it wasn't a quota, but I would meet my legal requirement or my job expected me to write tickets. And so I'd meet that requirement while not causing anybody else any harm and not causing myself more court.
Somebody gave you an unusual response or their body language didn't match up to their response or whatever, you would pull them out of the car. What would someone expect going forward from there once they're pulled out of the car?
I think the biggest danger aspect you have there is the radio communication.